LeRoy Butler, 12 years with the Packers, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's a favorite on this show because he's really got a sense of what people are talking about, Packer fans. So I love to bring him on a half dozen times a year. He's also got a vodka, number one vodka in Wisconsin, Leap Vodka. Leap into Lambeau. That's amazing. So good for you. Okay, I want to start with this. On your afternoon radio show, yesterday it's announced, I want to be a Jet. What is the reaction by the average fan to Aaron moving on? What are they saying?
Colin, this is what they're saying in the barbershop as well, because you know what? That's where you get the facts, and there's no filter. Out of everything that Aaron said, the one thing they picked up on was 90% retirement, 10% Jets. What percentage is Packers?
Right.
What you were here for 18 years longer than anybody, and you went into the darkness with 0.0% Packers. I applaud the Packers for standing up saying they want to make a change. So the people are just tired of it, but that's the one thing they picked up on was that percentage.
Yeah, the thing that bothered me is he said he was surprised when he came out of the darkness retreat that Green Bay had said, hey, we're moving on. And I said, if I strung somebody along Fox Sports for 8-9 weeks on my plans, and then I said, I'm going to go on a retreat and I'll come back and maybe give you an answer, I wouldn't be shocked if I came out of the retreat and Fox said, hit the road, pal. Like, it's almost like nobody in Aaron's personal life is an honesty meter. Like, I mean, to me, Aaron acted like he was surprised they moved off him. Were you surprised?
Not at all. Matter of fact, Colin, I was wondering when the team was going to push back a little bit. But you got to understand, they paid Aaron the 3-year, 150 guarantee so you don't have to go through this. So you're sitting there waiting, and then he went to play golf, and congratulations, he actually won the Pro-Am, and he's having fun with fans. Want me to go to the Raiders, the fans. Not mentioning the Packers. Sooner or later, the fans are like, we need to hear from Gutekunst, which Gutekunst said everything is on the table. Then the fans are like, no, we need to hear from Murphy. Then they heard from Murphy, the president. Now, the next thing they're waiting for it, Colin, they're waiting for Matt LaFleur to step up to a podium, an iPhone, or wherever and say, Jordan Love is my starting quarterback for 2023. At that point, we don't care what Aaron does. He goes to the Jets or come back, but Jordan Love is the starter.
So it's being held up. Aaron Rodgers said yesterday on YouTube that it's being held up by the Packers. They're digging their feet in. So I'm sure, and I'm not taking him, I'm not in any way insinuating he's lying. Okay, so the Packers, according to Aaron, are digging their feet in. I'm going to take him at his word. That probably means compensation. So I think it's very fair, LeRoy, to ask for a first-round pick this year. Aaron's a great player, and he's going to come out. He's not going to be injured as much, so he'll probably play very well. I would ask for, if Aaron plays a second year, I would ask for another really good pick. Doesn't have to be a first, but it has to be a really good pick. Is that, in your opinion, is it fair to ask for a first this year and then compensation, one more pick, if Aaron plays a second? Do you think it's as simple as that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you find a team this desperate to get the owners to fly 3,000 miles, but rich people go wherever they want. I get that. To go over there and convince him, and he still doesn't give you an answer. And he's done this to the Packers a couple years, okay? And they say history repeats itself. Of course, I'm gonna ask for the moon because you're so desperate. But, Colin, I have a suggestion. They can flip-flop picks. The Packers will get the 13th. The Jets will get 15th. But I must have Elijah Moore or Denzel Mims. And I want your tight end CJ as well. Ask for players and picks. Because at the end of the day, you got to pay him $60 million anyway. It's on the books. I'm glad they're digging their heels in. Somebody in that building had to do some pushback. So I think for the most part, it's about Jordan Love. Any way you can help him out of this trade will help the team.
Yeah, if you could give me Elijah Moore on the tight end And I just get that. Those are two starters. Those guys are both. That'd be great. Then I don't need draft picks.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We don't get footage of Jordan Love. If I said to you, here's my theory, LeRoy, that he's not Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen. If he was, they wouldn't have signed Aaron to an extension if they thought he was that. But he's not Zach Wilson, or they wouldn't be moving off Aaron. So he's somewhere C+ to A-. With how much certainty do you believe, with your sources, that he is going to be at least a Kirk Cousins level guy?
Great question. Colin, look at the system. The system is Sean McVay with Jared Goff, Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, and anybody else that wants to be a quarterback, Super Bowl. He can be that. He can be Daniel Jones. He can be Tyler Heineke. I mean, I'm naming all the quarterbacks that beat the Packers, by the way. Any of those guys to run the system, now Matt LaFleur can sleep at night, Colin, with no anxiety. He can run his stuff without somebody changing it. So I think not only will he be a good, because he got two running backs and a good offensive line. David Bakhtiari, restructured him. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Jordan Love going to be better than people think.
Finally, so when you go on your calls today, for our radio audience, LeRoy Butler sitting in a nice Packer room. He's a Hall of Famer. When you go on today, are at least 50% of your callers glad he's leaving? What's the divide line? What's the percentages on I'm done with Aaron and I think we're making a big mistake on your show? Because you're talking to real Packer fans, and they don't have a filter. They're going to tell you, LeRoy, they like you. They're going to tell you exactly how they feel, most anonymously. We don't know who's calling shows. What percentage are see you later, pal, and what percentage are, we're making a big mistake?
I think two things can be true. You can love Aaron Rodgers because you could be sick and tired. You could be either sick or tired or something, and you're fine with it. But if you're both, you're done with it. I actually live here as well. So it's a different community. When you go places, people come up to you and ask. I would say 80% of the people that I see, and I'm in the community more than anybody, any Hall of Famer locally, they're done. They're ready to see number 10. His jersey sales are going up. I mean, they want to see Jordan Love because really the thing about it, real quick, Colin, it's the 90%. I'm retired. The 10% I'm going to the Jets. And then when he said, I intend to play for the Jets, they were out. We're done. We're done with it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.